Hello and welcome to this service. I'm Pastor Kim Reisdorf, and we gather this evening on the longest night of the year, aware of the darkness around us. And whether you are worshiping with us here in person or online, may this be a safe place to gather as the darkness surrounds us. Our job is not to make the darkness go away. The energy we might spend running from the darkness, fearing it, denying it, is exhausting. Tonight, we simply name the darkness as darkness. When we allow the darkness to be, we find that the darkness is not the only thing going on. Poets and sages and prophets remind us to honor the darkness, for it has something to give us, to show us. Poet Mary Oliver put it this way: "Someone I loved once gave me a box full of darkness. It took me years to understand that this too was a gift." In this service, we will not fast forward through the darkness. We will be open, curious about what the darkness might offer us. If anything I say or anything we do touches a tender spot, please trust your intuition. Engage in whatever parts of this service allow you to find peace and hope. And so we begin by praying together. The opening prayer will be on the slides. O God, we gather on this darkest night of the year, and we yearn for light, for comfort, for peace. Something within us feels fragile. We ache for something and we are not even sure what it is. We just know that all the lights and carols and expectations of the season are too much at times. And so we gather and simply ask you, divine love, to hold us. We ask you to come close and provide the grace, the serenity, the peace we long to experience. May it be so for us. Amen. Our first piece of music. Thank you. Our first piece of music, Fire and Rain, has layers of meaning. James Taylor wrote it in 3 different parts. First, to process his own grief following the death of Suzanne, a dear friend. In this song, he also refers to his own struggle with addiction and depression. And finally, he mentions he is coming to grips with how to live with fame and fortune in a healthy way. So much weighing on him at the time. Reflecting on this song many decades after it was written, James Taylor said that the writing of Fire and Rain was therapeutic. Words just came, Taylor said. Naming his darkness relieved a lot of the tension and darkness. So that's the background. Perhaps this song can offer you ways to name your darkness. Fire and Rain.
taking my mind to an easy time, back turned towards the sun. Lord knows when the cold wind blows, it'll turn your head around. Hours of time on the telephone line to talk about things to come. Sweet dreams and flying machines in pieces on the ground. Oh, I've seen fire and I've seen rain. Seen sunny days that I thought would never end. Seen lonely nights where I could not find a friend. But I always thought that I'd see you, baby, one more time again now. Thought I'd see you one more time again. There's just a few things coming my way this time around now. Thought I'd see you, thought I'd see you, fire and rain.
In this service, we acknowledge that fire and rain and darkness will always be with us. The question we carry is how to live knowing that darkness is a part of our lives. If we name the darkness, will it take over? Or will God, divine love, meet us in the darkness? We gather strength from the first story of creation that starts by naming the darkness. In Genesis chapter 1, verse 1, we read, "In the beginning, when God created the heavens and the earth was a formless void, and darkness covered the face of the deep, while a wind from God swept over the face of the waters. Then God said, 'Let there be light,' and there was light." The light God brought forth didn't come from sun or moon. Those were created much later, in verse 14. We're talking about a different type of light here, a light that does not replace the darkness but exists with it, so that the darkness is not all that is going on. From the beginning of time, light and darkness coexisted. Later on, in the opening verses of the Gospel of John, we encounter the words, "The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness does not overcome it." It is in naming the darkness that it doesn't overcome us. And we recognize glimmers, signs, just a sliver of light. So now we move to lighting the candles around the Advent wreath. We light the candles to pierce the darkness. The light from one candle is all that is needed to keep the darkness from overwhelming us. The first candle we light is hope, knowing that long ago, forever and always, one tiny star was enough to guide those seeking meaning. Grant us a tiny bit of light, a glimmer of hope, an assurance that all will be well. We light the second candle to remember those we have loved and lost. We pause to remember their names, their faces, their voices, and the memory that binds them to us. In the silence, you're encouraged to name your loved ones, silently or out loud. We give thanks for our loved ones, the ones here with us and the ones we miss. We light the third candle and recognize our deepest needs and most tender wounds. We remember that Jesus Christ was born in order to bring comfort to the hurting, hope to the despairing, justice to those who are suffering. It's an odd moment in a service about light and darkness when the candles aren't lighting, but I'm going to reach for a different way to do that. Comfort us, Holy One. Be the light that guides us towards safe places, angel voices, and humble mangers. We light the fourth candle and recognize the needs in the world around us, the hungry, the scarred, the fearful, the victims of violence. We hold them in the light of our prayers. As you are comfortable, I'm going to lead us through a breath prayer where we'll say some words on the inhale and some on the exhale. We'll do that a few times. Breathing in, the words are in the darkness. Breathing out, I am not alone. In the darkness, I am not alone. Just at your own pace for a minute or two. In the darkness, I am not alone. And we continue. In the darkness, God holds me. Breathing in the darkness, God holds me. In the darkness, God holds us all. As we continue in an attitude of prayer, I pray. Darkness isn't a thing. It doesn't have power or substance. It's not evil or bad in any way. But our fear of it is a thing. It has solid weight in our hearts. Wearing darkness's mask, our fears drive us in ways that are evil. On this solstice, darkness reaches its limit. The world turns back toward the light. There is winter yet to come, but the light has already been spoken. The light shines not to vanquish the darkness, for the darkness is holy too, but to heal our fear, to heal the wounds it causes, to undo the power of evil. The world was created in light, as were you. From the deep center, you shine with original light, the light of your very being, the light of God. In this world where fear darkens many hearts, you shine with the light of healing and courage. God is already turning the world around. We don't need to be afraid of the dark. Amen. We cannot fast forward through the darkness. We can name it, breathe into it, and we will find a song of good hope.
We're gonna make it across this river alive. We need to think like a boat and go with the tide. And I know where you've been has really left you in doubt of ever finding a harbor, of figuring this out. You're gonna need all the help you can get. So lift up your arms now and reach for it. Reach for it. Take your time now. It's not as bad as it seems. You'll be fine now. It's just some rivers and streams in between you and where you wanna be. Watch the signs now. You know what they mean. You'll be fine now. Just stay close to me and may good hope walk with you through everything. Take your time, babe. It's not as bad as it seems. You'll be fine, babe. It's just some rivers and streams in between you and where you wanna be. Watch the signs now. You know what they mean. You'll be fine now. Just stay close to me and may good hope walk with you through everything. May the song of good hope walk with you through everything.
If you're watching with us online, go into your evening, and may the stars guide you and the angels accompany you, and may you see glimmers of light in the darkness. And may a song of good hope be in your heart. Amen.